On my birthday, my 10-year-old daughter stood in front of her friends and called me a nobody. "You fix toilets. Mom's new boyfriend owns 3 restaurants," she sneered, with a smirk that wasn't hers. My wife laughed. My daughter laughed. The cake I baked myself sat untouched, candles flickering like they were ashamed to shine. I didn't scream. I didn't cry. I simply walked out. And that night, I started a chain reaction that would destroy everything they built behind my back and rebuild my legacy without them. Before I tell you how I exposed them both, my wife and the man she replaced me with, make sure to subscribe. Stories like these? They're not fiction. They're life. And life doesn't pull punches. I'm Ray. I'm 41. And I used to think that fixing things was the same as love. Pipes, floors, broken cabinets, smashed dreams. I fixed them all. My wife Claire was the dreamer. I was the one who laid the foundation for those dreams. When our daughter Ava was born, I picked up every extra shift to build her future. I didn't complain. I didn't ask for anything. I just worked. Quietly. But on my birthday this year, I realized something. They didn't see a man. They saw a stepping stone. It was supposed to be simple. Just a small dinner. A cake. 10 candles. 1 for each year I'd raised her. Alone, most of the time. Claire had started spending more and more time at work. But when Ava stood up in front of her friends, and Claire's new boyfriend sitting right there next to her, and said, "You fix toilets. That's all you do. Mom says you're not a real man." The laughter that followed felt rehearsed. Claire didn't stop her. She joined in. And then she sipped her wine and looked me in the eyes and said, "You were always just temporary, Ray." I stood up, didn't say a word, walked to the bedroom, packed 1 bag. And 30 minutes later, I was gone. I moved in with my brother 2 towns over. Mike didn't ask questions, just handed me a key and a cold beer. "Whenever you're ready to talk," he said. I didn't talk. I planned. Because betrayal like that, it deserves more than anger. It deserves precision. And I'm good with tools, not just wrenches, paperwork, codes, systems, things most people overlook. Claire forgot that I was the one who set up all our accounts. She never read the fine print. She never asked where the money came from, just spent it. She thought she could erase me from the life I built? She was wrong. I started simple. First, I reviewed everything I had access to. Bank records, the trust fund I'd set up for Ava, the 3 small investment companies Claire never understood but signed off on years ago. One was just a shell. The second was legally in Ava's name. The third, my real safety net. I checked her latest credit activity. Boom, she had moved $70,000 from one of our joint reserves into a restaurant account. Not hers, his. Colin. The man Ava said owned 3 restaurants. Turns out they were all in Claire's name for tax reasons. Colin had a past, gambling issues, minor fraud, even a DUI buried in records from Oregon. She didn't know. But I did now. Next came the cameras. The house still had the old home security I installed, back when I cared about protecting them. What Claire didn't know was that I had admin access, and a second system. Hidden. Discreet. A backup that didn't just watch the doors and windows. I saw them. Together. In my bed. Claire laughing about how I was too quiet to notice. And Colin calling me the help. I didn't break anything. I didn't yell. I recorded. I knew they'd come for my money. Claire had already forged my signature once. She'd try again. So I acted. Step 1. I reported the forgery to the bank with the time-stamped video proof. Step 2. I froze every account with my name on it. Step 3. I contacted the IRS anonymous tip, complete with a color-coded spreadsheet of undeclared income from Claire's restaurant empire. All the cash-only deposits, the shell business. Her name was on everything. Step 4. Ava's trust. It was set to unlock at age 25, but I rewrote the conditions. She'd now need to provide proof of financial independence. No support from Claire, no co-signers, no luxury gifts. She'd have to earn it, alone. Let's see how far the disrespect goes when the free ride ends. I waited exactly 6 days, long enough for the panic to set in. Claire called, 23 times, texted. Where's the money? We have bills to pay. Don't be vindictive, Ray. I wasn't being vindictive. I was being methodical. The final blow had to be delivered in person, so I invited them to dinner at Colin's flagship restaurant. Told them I was ready to talk, that I was ashamed of how I left and wanted to make peace. Claire bit immediately. Let's do it Friday night, she wrote, like adults. Adults. That word made me laugh. They arrived 5 minutes late. Claire in red, her victory dress. Colin oozed confidence in a blazer he probably couldn't afford anymore. They sat across from me like royalty expecting a peasant's apology. Instead, I slid an envelope across the table. Claire opened it. First page, a notarized statement from the bank confirming she'd forged my signature. Second, IRS documentation showing the investigation I'd triggered. Third, a still image from the hidden camera in our bedroom showing her with Colin, time-stamped. She went pale. Colin leaned forward. What is this? Evidence, I said. But don't worry, there's more. I already turned it all in, I said calmly. To the bank. The IRS and Claire's company. She blinked. You wouldn't. I already did. Colin looked at her. You said this was handled. She didn't answer. I stood, buttoned my coat, and said, Oh, and you might want to check on your kitchen staff, Colin. I know your dishwasher's wearing a wire. Say hi to the health department for me. He lunged. Claire grabbed his arm. I left them there, in their own restaurant, watching the empire they built on my back crumble in real time. 3 days passed. Then the message came. Not from Claire, not from Colin, from Avenue. Dad, I'm sorry. I didn't mean what I said. I was just trying to sound cool in front of them. Can we talk? The voice in that text, it wasn't the girl who'd humiliated me at my own birthday. It was the little girl I taught to ride a bike, the one who used to fall asleep on my chest watching cartoons. I didn't answer right away, because forgiveness isn't something you owe. It's something you weigh. Meanwhile, the collapse continued. Claire lost her job within 48 hours of the video reaching her HR department. The firm issued a polite, values conflict press release. The IRS froze all business accounts pending investigation. And Colin? His restaurants were shut down temporarily after the health department inspection. Turns out, paying your employees under the table catches up to you. Their golden tower fell, brick by arrogant brick. And I watched in silence. Not gloating, not celebrating, just quiet. The same quiet they once mistook for weakness. A week later, Ava called again. I picked up this time. She was crying. I didn't know what Mom was doing, she said. I didn't know she was hurting you. I thought you left because you didn't care. I stayed quiet. Let her talk. I was awful to you. I know that now. Can I see you? Just talk? I told her the truth. That night you humiliated me, you broke something in me, and it's not easy to put back together. But I'm willing to try, if you are. She said yes. We started small. Coffee, walks, quiet conversations. I didn't talk about her mother unless she asked. She did once. I don't hate her, Ava said, but I don't respect her anymore. I nodded. You'll learn, I told her. Respect isn't something people are born with. It's what they earn, or lose. 2 months later, the divorce finalized. Claire tried to negotiate, but her leverage was gone. Everything was documented. Her fraud, her lies. I didn't ask for everything, just what was fair. And custody. Ava asked to stay with me. Now, I live in a modest house in a quiet neighborhood. I started my own plumbing business. Legitimate, local, honest. I named it Legacy Pipeworks. Not flashy, but steady. Ava helps on weekends with scheduling and invoicing. She wants to study business. I told her I'd pay for college, on one condition: learn from my silence, not my mistakes. As for Claire and Colin, they're gone. The last I heard, he fled to Florida, and she was trying to rebuild from scratch. Somewhere people don't recognize her name. I don't check in. I don't need to. Because this is the best kind of revenge. Not rage, not shouting, but living well and leaving them behind.